Hello and welcome back to the channel. Lee Whittaker here, down here at Ashbury Hotels Golf Resort, and today I'm doing another review, and this one's been asked again a few times, and it's the Orka Reflex Hybrid. Now this hybrid is smaller than your normal hybrid. It's as you can see, it looks more like an iron with a bit of sort of help at the back. And this is designed for the golf purist. This is designed for someone who wants that lower penetrating ball flight, someone who can hit a golf ball, someone who's a bit of a ball striker. There's not a lot of help behind, so the MOI on this is going to be pretty low compared to a normal hybrid, which has got obviously a bit more help at the back than this one's got. Comes in two lofts, 16 and 20 degrees. So I've got the 20 degrees here. So as you can imagine, it's kind of designed like more of a fairway wood replacement type hybrid, especially at 16 degrees. I think, you know, if you're struggling with fairway woods and you're a bit of a ball striker, then the 16 degree may be a bit of an option for people on the fairways as well as off the tee. Now for me, this is pretty small. For someone of my handicap 13, I think I'm going to struggle with this, but it's good to review it because a lot of people do watch my channel because of the fact that I am a mid-handicapper, and you know, someone may go on a whim and buy this and actually it may not work for them. They could be better with another hybrid. So I'm going to give this a review. So you do have to bear in mind when I'm reviewing this that I may not strike this as well as someone who's a lower handicapper. It's as simple as that. That's what this is designed for, in my opinion. It's designed for people who are low handicap, pure ball strikers. Everything that I am not. But we'll give it a review anyway. So I've got a Tensai Blue 80 gram stiff flex shaft in it. There are regular shafts available. There's other options available, but this is something that I have in, or I had in my old Orka GS5 hybrid. So it's a shaft that suits me, so it should work well. But ultimately, the only way to decide if this is any good is to get it onto quad, hit some balls out into the range and see what kind of numbers we get. 20 degrees, for me, I'm looking at somewhere around about sort of 210 to 220 carry. In reality, that's what I'd be looking for from a hybrid. So I kind of want this to get there, but will it be a lower ball flight than what a normal hybrid would be, which would be somewhere around about 35 yards in height. So it'd be interesting to see if this comes out a little bit lower because of the lack of help to get the ball up in the air. Right, let's get on quad and let's test this baby. So a bit of a different camera angle for you today because I can't put the camera further out because it's that windy, it's going to blow over. So we're having to change the camera angle. So down at address, this thing is tiny. Like, it just looks so small, and with a hybrid shaft in it, it just looks like a really long club with a small head on the end. It looks like, I can't explain how small this looks. It does look good. The fact that it's got the gloss on the top, and then it goes into a matte face, I really like. It's got a bit of weighting in the middle, right in the center, so that puts the center of gravity right behind the sort of sweet spot of the face. But the proof is in the pudding, as they say. So 20 degrees, I've got a green out there at 230. I'd like this to carry 210 to 220 and then maybe roll on to the green. So let's see what happens, and it is absolutely freezing today. What's that done? A little bit leaky. Carry 200. Bad launch angle. 20 degree launch angle. That's not going to go anywhere really. 200 yard carry. The spin's not too bad at 3.7, so I quite like the spin. Yeah, the launch angle's bad, and that, for me, to get the launch angle down with like a really long shaft is going to be a bit of a struggle. So I might have to play this a little bit differently. See how we get on. Yeah, I just fatted that, trying to get that launch angle down. Doesn't help that I'm freezing. Right, let's try and get one out the middle because that wasn't a really good one. Felt like a good hit. A little bit leaky again. Carry 206, spin up, launch angle down, spin up. A little bit low on the face, that one. And that's the thing, I think this sort of hybrid is designed for someone who's just a pure ball striker, something I am not. That was a great hit. 230 carry, that was a smashing hit. Look at that one go. Yeah, I mean, you get this out of the centre, launch angle 14, spin at 3.6, ball speed up at 144, straight out the middle. Great, great numbers. If you can hit this club like that consistently, then it is just a weapon. 227 that time. Oh, it's just another great shot. Yeah. So for me, what I've had to do to get the strike a little bit better is just grip down a little bit. Because the length of the shaft is a hybrid shaft, it feels all kind of weird for me. So I'm trying to hold it a little bit at sort of 5-iron length is what I would probably describe it as, to get that kind of strike, because if I hold it at the top, it just feels too long for me. Oh, that's a great strike. Yeah, I'm just playing that all day long, aren't I? Yeah, just a fantastic strike, and that holding it down slightly has given me more control as well. This is a good club. Another good hit. Slightly out the heel, so it's going to drop in a little bit of drop of distance. That's still running up onto the green. The feel off the face on this when you get it out of the centre is really good. Really, really nice feel off the face. Sounds great, feels great. It's just like the look of it just worries me at my kind of golfing level. You know, if you're like a good player, and good players do struggle with sort of 4-irons, 3-irons and that kind of jazz, this could be a great replacement for someone who can hit the centre of the face more accurately and doesn't need the MOI in the club to be able to help them get the lift and help them with that forgiveness. Just for me, I just feel the strike would be that inconsistent, it would be pointless putting it in. Another good hit, 227. I feel like I came round on that sort of hooked hit. But it's really, really quick off the face. That spins down at 2.8. I just feel you get this in the right spot at the right speed, and with that 16-degree option as well, you're looking at 250 carry for a fast player, and that is what everybody wants. So I'm going to load up a hole and do some approach shots from sort of 230 out and see what kind of sort of putting myself in a gaming situation. I know it's difficult, but put myself in a gaming situation and see what type of approach I can get. But initial reaction for this club is you get it right, it's just superb. But for people like me at my type of level that struggle with strike, I just feel it's not forgiving enough to be able to justify moving away from a more forgiving hybrid. So a quick look at the numbers then. Ball speed off the face, 139.4, really good. Launch angle 15 as an average is fantastic. The spin at 3.6 is where I kind of want a 20-degree to be, so spin is great. And carrying 220, my dispersion's a little bit off, and that's down to purely my ball striking. Club data, getting it right out the middle, which is fantastic. Not too bad efficiency. 102 mile an hour head speed with a hybrid is great. And the numbers, face angle, path are pretty neutral, which is really good to see. All in all, numbers wise, it works for me and could easily be a club that could go in the bag. The only reason it couldn't is purely forgiveness. Right, so I've loaded up a hole. This one is the 4th hole at Linfield National, I think it is. I've moved away from the one over the water just because I keep going in it. So this has a little bit of a run up to the green, but there is a bunker sort of guarding it front right at about sort of 220 carry. So we're going to play it on 230 yards out, and we're going to see if we can get on the green with this from the middle of the fairway. A little bit toey, Just going to run in off the left hand side. Chip in a pot, isn't it? It's not a bad outcome from sort of 230 yards out. I wouldn't be displeased if that's where I was left after on a par 5 from 230 out, that's for sure. But we need to get one out the centre of the face. Oh, just a little bit fat, so that's just going to catch the bunker, I think. Yeah, it's just, and that's where I'm finding this club is its forgiveness. For someone who strikes the ball not as consistently like someone like me, it's just no forgiveness in it. It plays a lot more like an iron, so if you fat it, you actually fat it, whereas with a hybrid you're going to get a little bit more forgiveness out of it. Right, let's go. That was a good hit. It's 226 carry, just to the left hand side. Again, another chip and a pot. Wouldn't be too displeased. Now one more go because I had a fat. Let's have one more go at it. Same out to the right a little bit because it seems to be a bit of a drawy club. So let's aim out to the right and see if we can bring it onto that green. Oh, that's a great hit. Oh, I've carried it too far. 232. Oh, that's in. That's in. Oh, wow, what can you say? I'll take those. Oh my God, it's so cold out there. Right, so conclusion. It's a really good hybrid. It's a really good hybrid. It's designed for those people who can strike the ball really well. I think in sort of like 6 months' time, if I can get a little bit better at ball striking, you know, we've had a little bit more practice and time out on the course, then this could possibly be one of those things that could be a great club off the tee and off the fairway. You know, out the centre, there is no denying that this is fast off the face. It launches really well and it carries quite a lot of distance for a 20 degree, you know, over 230. I don't think I'd see that with my hybrid at 20 degrees. And if I do, I feel like I have to really go after it. Whereas with this, I felt like it was a lot easier to get the distance out of than the hybrid I'm currently using. The only downside to it is any miss strike. You know, like if you fat a hybrid, and I said this earlier, if you fat a hybrid, you kind of get a bit of forgiveness out of it. You get a drop off, but it still sort of carries a lot way. When you fat this, you kind of know you've fatted it. A little bit like an iron, it's just immediate feedback, and it sort of snags itself up a little bit. Whereas with a hybrid, you get a little bit more gliding through and just a little bit more forgiveness. I think if you're a low handicapper and a good ball striker, then you know this could be a weapon for anybody. It is an absolutely fantastic club. For a mid-handicap golfer, try it. You know, there's no harm in giving something like this a try. For me personally, I couldn't put this in the bag at the minute because I'm not hitting the ball well enough. I can't put it in the bag for that, like that last shot there on that approach shot to the par 5. You know, that was 1 from 4, and arguably it'd probably be a little bit more spread out than that. It's a little bit like my Maverick Sub-Zero 3 wood. I kept it in the bag for that one wonder shot that I get like 1 time out of 10. That's what this club would probably be for me. It's that wonder shot that, you know, would just come out 1 time out of 10. You think, oh, this is why I put it in the bag. But in essence, I could probably do with a better, more forgiving hybrid. So great club. You know, Orka have made something a little bit different. You don't see hybrids like this very often, and certainly not this small, that's for sure. So it's a little bit out there, but I think it's more designed for the purist, the good golfer, something I'm not really. Anyway, that's been my review of the Orka Reflex Hybrid. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you are new to the channel, please consider hitting that subscribe button down below. It will mean the world to me as we're getting higher and higher in those subscriptions and getting closer and closer to 6,000 subscribers. If you've liked this video, please drop it a like and comment down below. You know, what do you think of it? What do you like? Do you like the look of it? Do you think you could play this? Honestly, do you think you could play this? I could play it, but I just wouldn't. It would just be an ego thing for me at the moment. But as I get better, or if I get better, this is a possible contender for something like a 2-iron replacement. Something that's a little bit easier to hit than a 2-iron, but hasn't got the forgiveness of a hybrid and the launch of a hybrid, just that lower penetrating ball flight. Right, that's the end of this video. It's been great speaking to you as always, and I will see you all on the next video.